Hello, BookTube. I've got a very provisional filming setup here. This will probably change in the next days and weeks. I went through the arduous task of ordering around a pair of muscular teenagers to rearrange my room. And it was amazing. I had an amazing Feng Shui breakthrough. As you can see, those of you who have worshipfully watched my tedious videos, the closet is still closed. This is still a square. This room is a perfect square. When ordinarily, in its actual layout, it's a square plus a rectangular arm jutting out of it, which is the walk-in closet. And I originally thought, lay the bed right here where it is, but have the closet door open so that you have access to that space. And once the boys had peeled off their shirts and worked up a sweat moving things all around here to make that possible, and I saw it, actually took a look at it, I had an amazing realization, something that had been nagging me about this whole proposed change in the first place, which is freeing up closet space encourages closet junk. It was my stated plan to move junk in there so that I'd have room for bookcases elsewhere. I don't want to have any junk. I don't want to have anything that I just store and never use or look at. So once I realized that, I had the boys set things up exactly the way that I planned, only with the door closed. The closet is completely empty. I hauled out every last bit of stuff that's in there. And I am now going to go through it parsimoniously and throw away a large amount of stuff. And boy, oh boy, when this room was torn apart and in shambles, ready to be moved all around, one thing I realized, in fact, it was so noticeable that even the boys noticed it, how many clothes I have. Oh my God. For someone who cares less about what he looks like than pretty much anybody I know, I have a mountain of clothes. So, while they were toting and bailing the heavy stuff, I was going through the clothes. And again, very strictly just parsing out stuff that is falling apart, that has holes in it, that I never wear, that I don't like, whatever the reason was. When I did that extremely rigorously, so that I was creating a hip-high pile of clothes that I don't want, when I was done, the pile of clothes that I did want was enormous, so I didn't need to worry. And I think I could probably do it again. So the room rearrangement not only gives me, a new setup to think about and look at and work with and see if I like, but also reaffirms that I need to severely declutter my life. I'd already done huge amounts of that in the last 6 or 7 years. I did huge amounts of that. Whole rooms full of furniture just hauled out to the trash. And I realized that I have books here. I have the last mail haul of the week. But before that, I wanted to give you a pulse-pounding preface about my room rearrangement. I realized that if you have dead spaces, little corners, they will accumulate junk that you don't really want. And that something that I knew a long time ago, decades and decades ago, was my guiding philosophy in life, and I somehow lost track of it, I guess, when you're stationary, is that you should view your personal space as a cabin on a ship, where everything is stowable and nothing is excess. And everything is clean, and it's compartmentalized, and you can get right at it, and you can put it right back where it goes. So that nothing is ever a mess, and so that nothing is ever excess. Nothing is ever, oh yeah, there's a box full of documents I haven't read in 25 years. No. It's what's true on a ship is true in life as well. So that's your update. Now I just have to fiddle with this. Now that all the big blocks are in place, I need to fiddle with what this is going to look like. What the filming is going to look like. Because, of course, that was on my mind. That was on the boys' mind, too. They kept asking, what are your lame-ass BookTube friends going to think about this? And I don't know. And I'm sure you don't care. So let's just move on to the books. We've got just a small pile here to end the week. This will be the final mail haul of the week. Before we take 2 days off. Okay. I requested this. This is... seemed strange to me. It seemed intriguing. It's Patient X by David Peace. Get the learn the lighting here as well. And the subtitle is The Casebook of Ryunosuke Akugatawa, who is the author of Rashomon. I probably didn't do justice to his name, but it's his fault for not being Irish. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see that. You can see that. It's fine. If ever there were a book you need to dip into simply to immerse yourself in its atmospheric and harrowing prose, it is the book enclosed. This, in many ways, defies categorization. Is it a fictionalized biography? Is it a short story collection? Is it an attempt, and a very successful one at that, by the author, to wrap himself up in the shroud of mystery surrounding its subject, and in doing so, to bring the inner turmoil of one of Japan's most influential storytellers into the light? I would offer up the suggestion that it is all of these things, and that, in its complexity and unconventionality, it is one of the most exceptional books you will read this fall. Okay, it's 12 interconnected tales that evoke the life of Japanese writer Ryunosuke Akutagawa, whose short story In the Grove served as the inspiration for Akira Kurosawa's famous film Rashomon, and whose narrative use of multiple perspectives and different versions of a single event influenced generations of storytellers. And I bet this book is going to play on that to tell his own story, and that's fascinating. David Peace is the author of Occupied City, Tokyo Year Zero, The Red Riding Quartet, GB84, The Damned UTD, and Red or Dead. He's written a lot. Okay, so he's an experienced author. And in 2007, he was named the UK GQ Writer of the Year. Very intriguing. So this comes out in early September. It intrigues me, but I won't get to it until then. So let's see. How are we doing for the male angle here? I'll figure out something. I'm still playing around with the area right around the bed. Let's see what we have here. So I'm leaning at sort of a Roman banquet style angle here. It's kind of uncomfortable. I'll think about something to do. In the meantime, what have we got next? Oh, great. Okay, I posted this as well. I think this is also a September release. No, this is late July. This is by Mike Scardino, and it is Bad Call, a summer job on a New York ambulance. This sounds harrowing in its own way. This is Mike Scardino's visceral, fast-moving, and mordantly funny account of the summers he spent working as an ambulance attendant on the mean streets of late 1960s New York. Fueled by adrenaline and Sabre's hot dogs, young Mike spent his days speeding from one emergency to another, crossing third rails, getting caught up in the middle of a race riot, arriving at the scene of a plane crash at JFK Airport, and encountering all manner of freakish accidents. The man who drank Drano, the woman attacked by rats, the man inflated like a balloon. Along the way, he came across countless unforgettable New York characters, grew up, fell in love, was nearly murdered, and got an early and indelible education in the impermanence of life and the cruelty of chance. All while driving a New York City ambulance at a time in New York City history where you didn't even want to visit the city, much less need an ambulance. Fantastic. All right. Let's move on here. This feels like a finished copy of something. Oh, it is. Okay, great. It is. This comes out soon. Yeah, this is mid-June. This is the finished copy of Saba Tahir's Reaper at the Gates, her third Ember in the Ashes novel. Those are, of course, our three main characters, or three of the main characters. And I read and reviewed Torch Against the Night and liked it, and I've had the advanced copy of this, and I haven't got to it, but I will now. I will now that I have the finished copy, because that's right around the corner. And then, what have we got next here? Oh goodness. All right. This is Stephen Brumwell's Turncoat. This is the second copy. I sent this already to Mark at Richardson Reads, who I think lives in Benedict Arnold's old house. This is about the traitor Benedict Arnold. It's supposed to be the publicity material on it says that it's aiming to be the new definitive biography. That will all, as you've always seen, we do. And as I get no end of grief from friends of mine when they see me do it. When I get a new book like this, I immediately turn to the back, not the front. Because if the publisher is going to say it's definitive, I want to see what work has gone into it, how many sources have been consulted, what kind of notes there are. Oh, okay. All right. The notes are in microtype, and there's like 70 pages of them, so I'm satisfied. Good. All right. I hesitate even to dip into books like this until I see that the research understructure is sound. Just because I don't want the author wasting my time, that's all. But in this case, it's Mark's time that will be wasted. So, let's see. This is the last one. Then we'll wrap up for our week of mail hauls. We do a mail haul every day. Okay, what is this? This comes out in June. Don't think I knew anything about this. This is by Eliza Griswold, and it is called Amity and Prosperity, One Family and the Fracturing of America. Kind of a nice cover design there. What do we got here? This book tells the story of the energy boom's impact on a small town at the edge of Appalachia, and one woman's transformation from a struggling single parent to an unlikely activist. Stacy Haney is a local nurse working hard to raise 2 kids and keep up her small farm when the fracking industry comes to her hometown of Amity, Pennsylvania. Intrigued by reports of lucrative natural gas releases in her neighbors' mailboxes, she strikes a deal with a Texas-based energy company. Soon, trucks begin rumbling past her farm, a fenced-off drill site rises on the adjacent hilltop, and domestic animals and pets start to die. When mysterious sicknesses begin to inflict her children, she appeals to the company for help. Its representatives insist that nothing is wrong. We know that's not true. Fracking is one of the 21st century's very worst ideas. Okay, great. Well, this is right around the corner. I should probably get to this. So we have Amity and Prosperity. We have Turncoat about Benedict Arnold. We have Reaper at the Gates, the new Saba Tahir novel in French copy. We have Bad Call about seasons on call as an emergency, an ambulance attendant in a graffiti covered New York City. And we have Patient X by David Peace about a famous Japanese author, a novel, a kaleidoscopic fictional biography. It looks very entertaining. And that's it. That is it. This mailing or the filming situation clearly is not going to be really working because I'm sinking down the further I go, and it's not ergonomically. It just doesn't work out. I feel more like I'm having an intimate evening with you all by a roaring fire over big glasses of drambuie when we should be talking about books like normal people. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something, and maybe my next video will look very different from this one. In the meantime, I'll sign off, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.